So when standing in front of the boat here, I would say pretty much 90% of the welding is done. The main thing that is actually missing is putting in the windows in the hull. There will be a larger window up there and 3 large windows on the side here, which I have welded, just not put in place. And then there will be some smaller windows down there, all round with tempered glass. And what I'm working on now is putting or preparing the bottom of the hull to put ballast in it. And once the ballast is in place, I can weld on the wheelhouse that I welded this winter, which is still standing in at my workplace. But let's hop onto the boat and give an actual tour. Oh. So this is the back deck. There's a tow hook I mounted last summer, which needs a bit of grease. Then there's a box here which has the steering hydraulics underneath it. Some vents that I welded on. Here there's an extra escape way from the room down below, and this will be our future bathroom below it. There will be an extra window there as well. This is the main way into the boat. And if I remove this, there's the filling points for diesel. So this is for filling up the main tank, and this is the vent for the main tank and the vent for the day tank. This is drainage for rainwater from the roof. And here's the chaos. So last few weeks I've been cutting out the remaining deck that was in here, because we plan to have a wooden floor instead. Because the steel deck, it was curved and it will only just give issues with condensation and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, this is what I'm currently working on. There's a lot of weight, like the old bulkheads and water ballast to keep the boat somewhat stable. If I were to remove that, I think I would get seasick working on her, because she rolls a lot. So the last few weeks is remove a bulkhead here, a bulkhead there, in the deck that was supporting it above. Then where I cut the deck out, I've been reinforcing it, and there will be some some steel beams going across. I think some UNP U-shaped beams to reinforce it. And here you can see where we plan to put in some big windows, which I have welded already. It's not laying here. There will be windows in 60 centimeters and some smaller portholes or windows below that will give light to the room below as well. Then there's a steering platform up there. So the wheelhouse is only 1 meter tall, so I'll be standing on that platform where we'll be steering it from. Then there's a cable channel here that will have all the gas gear and electronics going down through this slot here into the engine room. Then there's a air intake here, which is connected, well, there's missing a rubber piece there, to the big air scoop on top of the boat. And this is the exhaust, which runs from the engine room into the ceiling. And then there's a large stainless damper welded up there that will help muffle the sound. And this is for a future wooden stove. Then there's a small door on the side, which is I guess you have in more countries like a tradition thing for small ferries. In the olden days to have a door in the side, because it could go alongside a bridge to deliver posts and packages to people on small islands here in Denmark, because there's a gazillion islands here. And there was a door I got from a friend, so I thought it would be fun to have a cargo door. There will be a mahogany door there from the original wheelhouse going to the front deck. We might get to that later. And then some years back I welded this door from a rescue boat to the front peak. And down here, which is full of tools and crap, this will be our bedroom for Teresa and Mai. There's still missing round windows in the skylight up there as well. Now we're below what used to be fuel tanks. As you can see, there used to be a bulkhead here going all the way up to the deck. So there was a tank 1 meter wide, then there was a tank 2 meter wide, and then another tank 1 meter wide. There was a baffle in here to help preventing too much slush in the boat, but I removed that, but kept sufficient material to act as a stiffener. And I think we end up making a toilet in here and storage behind it. And yeah, some other living space down here. We're now on the opposite side. Also here was a bulkhead, and I'm just needle hammering the bottom and removing rust and all kinds of crap. Because he was a fuel tanker, so the tanks were never painted, which is a good and a bad thing. Because in some areas, I mean, the steel is almost like new, but there's some areas in the bottom where there's been a bit of water standing as a result from condensation in the fuel tank, so there's a little bit of pitting. But yeah, also here there was a baffle that I removed, and this might be a future bathroom, not the biggest in the world, but and this will have an escape hatch on top, so I can easily stand in here. So the idea is to make an actual shower. And in the center of the boat, yes, yeah, you can almost call it like a box. And that is the engine room with another fuel tank behind it, which is going to be storage. Now we're on the front deck. We have the anchor winch, some pullets or boulders, another hatch for getting down in the room below, and a nice old riveted ladder that will go up to the top deck. Yeah, like I said, there will be a bigger window here, and there will be some windows in this hatch, and then everything needs good sandblasting or wet blasting to prepare for paint. Then in this frame up here, which will receive the wheelhouse eventually. And here you have another view. So this is the steering platform where I can stand. Gas gear will be up there, and the wheel, ship's wheel, will be up there. And the way it looks now is that I will get easily standing room in here because I'm about 2 meters. I will get 1 meter 58 in the bottom. So I won't be able to stand in the bottom of the part of the ship, but that's fine enough for me. So I can't actually get in the front peak because there's some tanks with water standing in the way. This is just full of tools and gear. But you can see that I've originally the deck was this height, and I raised it like 0.5 meter. This is an old compressor tank that holds the chain for the winch, which has a drain going overboard. And then there's a pipe in the background there. Boop. That's a horse pipe, I think it's called, that has the anchor chain going through it. Yeah, and this is the window frames are welded. They will get the hardened thermoglass glued inside of them. So let's close this up again. And this room will be my son's future bedroom. It may be fun to show. This is how 85-year-old steel looks like when it has been in contact with diesel. It looks very, very good condition. In the bottom as well, but it's because the bottom of the hull is curved, so there's some areas down there which have been lower, where the water has been standing. And there used to be a manhole in the deck here, which has been untied for some time, so you can see there's significantly more corrosion on the internal plating. But funny enough, there's a lot of areas where the mill scale is still present on the steel. I think it's called mill scale, like from hot rolling the plates. And yesterday I made the first hole in the boat with a needle hammer. There was some small rust here. I think I might have a picture of it I can insert. And it looks like there's a tiny hole behind this frame. And it was literally like a drop every minute, so next to nothing. So I took some quick cement, and I will build this up from both ways. And then I, in the future, when I get on land, hopefully in 2 years, I will do a proper repair on it. So let's talk about ballast. This is a front view of Omala, and this is some of the bulkheads that I've cut out, which is just down here. There's about half a meter left. And my plan is, because this was all unpainted, I'm trying to do my best to clean as best I can and add primer and some layers of top coat to paint it properly. And then I bought 8 tons of cast iron balls, steel balls, that I will put in plastic bags. And these plastic bags are woven. It's normally what you use to make dams, like temporary dams when there's a flood. And these bags I will put in the bottom, down here, and also down here, and down here to fill it all up. At the end, I will weld some rebarb mesh, I don't know how you call it. I will weld that on top to lock it in place, so even if there's some waves, this ballast will not be able to move itself. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and you can take all kinds of big steel plates and stuff, but I figured steel would be the easiest. Steel balls, I can move them around, I can adjust the trim. Insurance company likes it, because if you pour concrete in the bottom, you can hide a lot of defects, and therefore it's difficult to get an insurance. So it is more expensive to buy these steel balls, but it's in the end, we're going to be happy for it, I think. If this is not enough ballast, I think in total, we will ballast the ship with around 12 tons. If that's not enough, I plan to weld some driving plates, curb. It's these thick steel plates you have on construction sites to drive heavy machinery. I can weld those on the side here, because as you can see, it is perfectly vertical. So I can weld big steel plates on the side to add more weight to the ship. But I'm not sure if that's necessary or not. So the front of the boat already has ballast. The back of the boat has ballast, I think combined 3 tons. And now there will be 8 tons of steel arriving next week to be put in the bottom. So let's see if we can get this cleaned and painted. So down the companionway into the engine room, which is also a mess. So in here, the original deck was this height. So we built a new house on top of the deck to get more standing room. So once the floor plates are in the engine room, I will still have standing height in here. And then there will be a workbench on top of the main engine. And there's the main fuel tank with a big hatch, so it's easy maintenance. Manual pump that will fill up the day tank. And the day tank has a manifold for the generator engine, main engine, and whatever other equipment I might put in here that runs on diesel. Then the 2 old day tanks have been cut open, and I put plumbing in for the cooling system. This is a siphon that will have the bilge pump connected to it for the engine room. Some electronics for the engine, and a very greasy system for greasing the rudder post and the shaft gland, propeller shaft gland, which goes through there. So yeah, that's the engine room. So that was a very brief tour of the boat. I'm not sure how much I can dedicate time to actually make videos, because it just takes quite a bit of time. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and you have a better idea of what's going on the boat. And yeah, see you in the future.